With great love and respect in my heart, I welcome you to this beautiful Sunday morning. Thank you for taking this time and carving out this little time to be with the satsang, being with the community of like-minded people. Every Sunday we gather. I speak whatever comes to my mind by looking at you. Basically, I say what you already know. It's just a reminder. We all need reminders. So before we begin, let's just take a moment to arrive and settle down. Wherever you are, just settle down. Pull your spine straight, open your shoulders, and close your eyes. Lighten your mind. Invite that peace, calming, cooling sensation in your eyes. Thinking of a beautiful flower unfolding, relax your facial muscles. Relax your neck, shoulders, spine. Soften the belly and get grounded. Grounded. You're not holding any part of your body with your mind. Just let it settle down. Bring your attention to the breath. Breath coming in and breath going out. Nothing more, just keep it very simple. How the breath begins, how it interacts with your body, how it ends. Welcome the breath with gratitude in your heart. How grateful we are to just being able to breathe effortlessly. It's the greatest gift we have received, gift of life, gift of this breath. Any other thing that we wish for, does not hold the same value. It's all meaningless if we do not have this breath. Keep your mind settled in the gratitude. Whatever we are holding in our mind as we welcome the breath, it dissolves in the breath and saturates all over our body. Whatever is in our mind is very important. Paying attention to what I'm constantly thinking, dissolving, the thought dissolves in the breath with the prana shakti and permeates our whole body. The thought of gratitude, everything I need is available to me right in this moment. If I have this gift, I can manage my life to the best I can. Slowly, we open our eyes. Thank you for taking this time. It's good to just see you. I'm just going to look who is here for a moment. Baba always used to speak about a word called Bhav, B-H-A-V, Bhav. Bhav, one of the translations of Bhav is sentiment, inner disposition. Where there is lack of right sentiment, right inner disposition, only lack is experienced there. Lack of right sentiment, right disposition. जहां भाव का अभाव, वहां अभाव ही अभाव. It's a play on words in Hindi. Loosely translated in Hindi means where there is a lack of right sentiment, there is only lack that is experienced. How do we translate that in English that we can all understand? Either you see the glass half empty or half full. It is what it is. But how do I see it? Some people call it glass is half empty. Some people say glass is half full. How do we perceive things? How do we see things? And that depends on our attitude, our inner disposition. If we see, I have enough. If we take a moment, in our quiet moment, when we are just with ourselves, looking at our own life, if I'm focused on what am I missing, just holding that thought that this is what I'm missing, and we are breathing in and breathing out, that thought is being saturated through my whole being. If I'm in appreciation for all the gifts in life, there is no one who cannot say that I don't have a gift. Each one of us has some gifts given to us. Instead of holding our mind on the gifts that I already have, if I keep thinking, I don't have this, I don't have this, I wish I had that, in that mindset, we're not appreciating what is already here. Taking a moment to just come to ourselves, look at our own life, and asking, what is my gift? What really makes me come alive? Celebrating that, honoring that, putting that into action gives a meaning to life. It's not a mystery. It's not very complicated. It's all about our inner disposition. It's all about how we think, what we think. How do we look at anything? Do we see we are looking at something? Are we looking at it to look fault in it? Or we look at with the eye of what is good about it? We see a person. Does our mind immediately go to criticize them or see the good in them? Everybody has those. But what am I setting out to see? बुरा जो देखन मैं चला, मुझसे बुरा न कोई. If I set out to see the fault, in others, fault in situations, in things. There is no one more at fault than myself. Sometimes you are looking at something with a eyes of criticism. You are criticizing in your own mind, or you are sharing it with someone. Can you catch yourself right in that moment? Stop speaking. Just catch and acknowledge, I am in this mode of criticizing. Can you shift that somehow in appreciation? In a small situation, I'm not asking about the big one, just even a small situation. Catch yourself and do the alchemy. We are all alchemists. We all have that ability to change the nature of energy that we create for ourselves and for others. I speak about things that we can practice, and we all can practice, provided we want to. Catching ourselves from criticizing something or looking at fault into something, right in that moment, be quiet, take a nice deep breath, come back to yourself, maybe even bring a little smile on your face. Here I go again. And then do what you need to do. And don't do it to talk about it to someone else or go back to that person. Look, I was, but I said nothing. Just talk to yourself. Pat yourself on the back. That here I was flowing in that direction and I caught myself. Acknowledge your accomplishments. If my mind is always settled into looking for something, missing something, wanting more, wanting this, wanting that, I remember my time with Bhav when I went to see him one time, one of the very initial meetings. And he asked me, what are you looking for? I said, I just want to be happy. And I was looking for my happiness in things, buying cars, building homes, building businesses. And he just smiled and he said, young man, look for your happiness in the smiles of others. How simple that his words were. Not that I had not heard it before. I had heard it, read it many times. But in that moment, those words found a permanent place in my heart. Before, I was looking for my happiness in creating things for myself. And when I began to practice that teaching, my mind will always go back to what can I do to make the person who is in front of me a little happier. and also those who are not in front of me. My whole thing just shifted from doing all these things for me, for the others. In that process, all the things that I felt that I was missing, I really was gaining much more from making others happy, bringing a little joy, a little in somebody else's life. Because there is no end to my own needs. One desire is fulfilled, next one springs up. That's fulfilled, next one comes up. There is no end to that. And now it has been like every morning I wake up. It's not like, what am I missing today? I wake up with a thought, what can I do to make the place where I am look a little better? Or the people around me, their life a little easier and more better, as Gregorio will say. And it's a very simple practice, but this changed my life. It really changed my life, gave a whole meaning, new meaning to my life. We can call it a life devoted to service. And it's actually serving me much more than I'm doing some things for others. That's the way I look at it. I could have gotten in lots of trouble with myself. It gave a whole new meaning, whole new direction to my life when I dedicated my life to a life of service. I'm not asking you that you should just check everything and just become a monk. What I'm pointing to, look into your own daily life. How much time is focused on you and your problems and your things that you are missing and things that you want to change about yourself? No matter what you do, that's not going to be solved. Shift the focus. What can you do for the other? You have been given a great gift of life. The greatest gift we can have is breath. I'm alive. And I have been blessed with many things in life. Shifting the focus from serving me to serve the other, the greater. Gives a whole new meaning. All the little problems, all the little things that we miss out in life and we crave, and although having everything, we're feeling deprived or unsatisfied, it all goes away. As long as the focus is on me, focus is on the self, it keeps me separated from the rest. It keeps me separated from the Supreme. Everything out there is the expression of that divinity. Everything. This, we all know that, but mind will come and say, yes, but I got my problems. I have no time for that. That's the mind. Mind will say, yes, but the very moment the but comes in, we're back in the same old place. If my mind is focused on something higher, every day we wake up with a new inspiration. If we don't have that focus, some days are like, okay, today I have nothing to do. I don't know what to do. And I get into my own. To remind us of all these things, we have our daily practice and all those things. Like you wake up in the morning and you are greeting your breath, taking those 3 deep breaths, being fully present to yourself. And what kind of thought is saturating that breath? Please be very mindful of that. Because that is going to just spread all over your body. In the morning, as we are waking up, be thankful for that breath. Be grateful for that breath. Be grateful for this life. And ask yourself, say to yourself, today I'm going to do something to make the world a little better. Today I'm going to do something to make someone a little happier. Right sentiment, right bhav. It is only when we are not established in gratitude, then we begin to feel lack and we become angry and we begin to look for fault in others. Being grateful is a great bhav, great sentiment. The ultimate knowledge is to be able to see the divine in everything and in everyone, including yourself. That's the ultimate. What are we doing to attain that every day? Just doing a little meditation is not going to do it. That meditation has come into action, into practice. Otherwise, it reminds me of, I have someone, he said, Babaji, I have been meditating for years, but I haven't lost any weight. You don't lose weight by meditation. You have to do something about that. So all these teachings, and they're very simple, they're very practical, and mind will go on to, okay, there must be something more mysterious, something more divine, something. No. Bring this into a practice, start living it. Catch yourself when you are living in a way that is not in sync with what you already know. Stopping, catching yourself, doing that alchemy, changing that energy. Asking yourself, looking at yourself every day, am I living in the bhav of contentment? Am I living in the bhav of appreciation? Am I living in the bhav of gratitude? We usually focus on the tree, on the leaves and the branches. The day we begin to focus on the root, if we water the root, put a little fertilizer around it, nourishment around it. It may not change immediately, but as the nourishment goes to the tree, the leaves become green and the branches become happy. So how do I feel this way and how do I do this? All those things is like dealing with the root leaves. Go to the root. And these are the things that tend to the root of the self. Looking at yourself. Looking at the bhav. Bhav is in the root of everything. My inner disposition, how I see things. What I set out to see every day in the world. And because of our usual habit, mind will come back and try to pull us back in what is familiar. But if I have set out to live a spiritual life, being a practitioner, that kind of work needs to be done. Anyway, this is what has come to my mind today. Last week we talked about tyag, and I had mentioned that I would love to hear your experience if you practiced tyag. So let that be on your mind. Other thing was, before I stop, I would like to acknowledge today's Father's Day. My heartfelt blessings to all the fathers, and the role of a father is great. Father is a good teacher, protector, provider. On this day, one thing I learned from my father was the power of humility. And that's one thing that has always stuck with me. Be firm, but be humble. This is where I will stop, and I would like to open it up to listen to you if you have something on your mind. Thank you.